Hi, I'm Erin Grill, and I have 7 years in the education field, and 4 of those were spent with early childhood education. Today, I want to talk about compulsory education in the U.S. Compulsory education refers to a period of education that is required of all people and is imposed by the government. Compulsory education in the U.S. requires 12 years of education, but it is left up to the states to determine what age range must attend school. Most states' age range varies from the entering ages of 5, 6, or 7, and the leaving age range from 16, 17, or 18. When compulsory education is discussed, it is most often about the age students must be before they can legally leave school. I am interested in early childhood education and believe that the early years play a huge role in a student's success in all subsequent learning. While some families may have situations that would keep their children from joining in the early years program, far more families could greatly benefit from compulsory education starting at the age of 3 with well-designed preschools. I have taught at multiple schools where children start learning and socializing at about the age of 18 months to 2 years old in a toddler program. They move on to a pre-K 1 program where they're about age 3, and on to a pre-K 2 program at about the age of 4, and then finally they go on to join kindergarten. Using play-based learning, students are able to engage in new environments with new friends. Here's a quote from UNESCO. Early childhood care and education is more than preparation for primary school. It aims at the holistic development of a child's social, emotional, cognitive, and physical needs in order to build a solid and broad foundation for lifelong learning and well-being. ECC has the possibility to nurture caring, capable, and responsible future citizens. We've discussed the educational perspective. Now let's take a look at compulsory education for early years through the lens of parents and families. All of this information is for children under 5. Working families spend approximately $250 a week on childcare. That's about $1,000 a month. Low-income families spend nearly a third of all income on childcare. And more than half of all children under the age of 5 who need childcare are in 2 or more care arrangements. From the educational perspective, we know that children thrive when they have consistency and routines. This is hard to manage when multiple people in different places are caring for a child. The Center for American Progress concludes that child care affordability should be a central goal for policymakers pursuing an inclusive growth strategy for the American economy, one that generates short-term as well as long-term economic beliefs. Lawmakers must act to invest in solutions that increase child care supply, support child care workers, and make quality child care affordable for working families. Now let's take a look at some research behind why our children deserve a well-rounded and compulsory early childhood education. Well-designed preschool education programs produce long-term improvements in school success, like less likely to need special education, lower grade repetition rates, and higher chance of graduating high school. Other lasting effects include higher grades and less future delinquency and crime through adulthood. Research shows that all children benefit from early childhood education, but specifically children from lower socioeconomic backgrounds show the most gains. Also, research shows that 85% of brain development occurs before the age of 5, but only 14% of public education dollars are spent on early childhood education in the U.S. Furthermore, every dollar invested in early childhood education can save $7 in the long term. through reduced costs associated with remedial education, criminal justice, and welfare payments. When concluding the science of early childhood development, researchers stated emotional well-being and social competence provide a strong foundation for emerging cognitive abilities, and together they are the bricks and mortar that comprise the foundation of human development. The emotional and physical health, social skills, and cognitive linguistic capacities that emerge in the early years are all important prerequisites for the success in school and later in the workplace and community. Across the U.S., our young children and our communities deserve for early childhood education to become a part of compulsory education policies. By addressing inconsistencies across the nation and establishing well-designed preschools now, we will see huge gains in our children's abilities. The 12-year compulsory education policy in the U.S. must expand to include early childhood education. Your kids are worth it.